Hello guys, welcome back to Coding Cafe. My name is Mohammed Ali and in this video tutorial we are going to do the account settings. So till now we have completed the sign in using the Firebase authentication, then we work on the logout, and then we work on the forget username or forget password feature using the Firebase authentication. Now what we're gonna do is we will now go to the Firebase real-time database operations, and now what we're going to do is that whenever a user sign in, or you can say whenever a user create an account, then we are not going to allow the user to go to the main page unless and until he provide his account information. I mean, he has to set the account information like username, his full name, his profession, gender, country, all these stuffs. Okay, so I hope you have get the idea, and now let's create our uh, account settings page. So all you're gonna need is just click here first, okay, and then create our new file because we want to create it here. So let's give it a name as account settings.html, and this is our account settings.html. Now, just for the time saving, just go to the sign up page, copy all this code from here, and once you copied it, come back to the account setting and paste that whole code here. Now here we have to do some changes. Now first of all, make sure to change this to account settings. Then the next step is that is here, which is our here we have to change the background image for our this page just to make the UI attractive. Okay, and by the way, I already provide, I mean it belongs to our design files folder inside the images. Okay, and the link I already provide in the previous tutorial, and we have already this folder in our project. Okay, so there is no need to worry about it. Just type this name of this image, which is account settings bag.jpg. It belongs to that design files. Inside that we have images folder and then this image. So yeah, then we have to change this one also, and we have an image by the name a settings.jpg. So yeah, that's it. Now we have to do some changes here. I mean, we have to convert it. So first of all, let's change this to our account settings. Okay, then we have to, this is our form wrapper, change this to form group, and remove this icon from here, and the input type will be first name. Sorry, I mean this is the ID. Okay, so ID will be first name and the input type will be text. Okay, and placeholder will be first name and class form control. Just copy this, sorry, copy it and paste it here. First name, and this one will be our second name in the ID, second name text, and then change this to second name. Yeah, that's it. Then we have form wrapper, and we have to change this to, I mean, to a drop down list where a user can select a country. So just leave this form wrapper and remove this input and this I. Okay, remove this, and we have to write select. I mean, this is the way in using which we create a drop down list using the HTML5. So let's give ID to it. ID will be country, and now let me just cut this. I mean, I just forgot to close this. Okay, First make sure to close every tag, because mostly I forgot then. I mean, whenever I write like that. Let's add a bootstrap class for it. It is our form dash control, just for styling. Okay, form dash control, and yeah, now we have to add our options to this. So we can say option, and the first option we have to give it a value, and not here, value, and this will be just as a suggestion, disabled selected, and it will be country, so that the user can know that from here I can select the country. Now let's copy this, paste it here, and remove this disable selected, and here we have to write the name. Let's say start from South Africa, then you can just copy paste this South Africa here. Okay, just randomly add, I mean, some countries. You can also add whatever the countries you want to add here. Okay, so the next one is, let's say, USA, and USA. Also let's add another one, let's say Pakistan. Copy paste this also here, and let's say add another one, let's say India, and let's say Bangladesh. I mean, you can add as much countries to the drop down list as you want. Okay, just like France, England, Russia, Morocco, Algeria. I mean, whatever the country name you want to add here to the drop down list, it is up to you. But just for the testing purposes, I just wrote these 5-6 country names here. Okay, and also let's add icon to it so that it can looks really nice here. Okay, so ZMDI dash caret dash down, and it will add a icon, a drop down icon, basically. ZMDI caret down, yeah, that's it. And if you want to apply some styling to this, then you can also do it. Style, I mean the font size, you can increase by just saying font size, and let's give 17px to it. Yeah, now the next thing is to add a phone. Okay, so form wrapper, let's change this to phone, and then the type will be number, or you can change to text like +92 or +91 +900, I mean, or you can say 00. I mean, number is good for that. Only numbers the user can type, but it is up to you, whatever you like. I mean, you can also change the type of it. I mean, then the user can change the, I mean, write some text also alongside with the phone number, like plus, etc. Anyways, let's just not waste our time on that. Okay, so the next thing is phone, and placeholder phone, and change the icon for it. So ZMDI dash tablet dash Mac, and it will add a phone icon alongside with the phone number. So ID, phone, type, number, yeah, everything is okay. Now we need another drop down for the gender. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one, div, and paste it below the phone. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is here we can say select gender. or you can type gender, whatever you want. So yeah, I mean, here we can remove these other and just leave 3 basically. Okay, and change this one to male, female, male, female, and others. Yeah, and make sure to change the values, okay, because in the database it will get this value, okay, and we will store this value in the database basically by using this id. Okay, also make sure to change the id of it to gender. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. So gender, and then we have an address field. So let's just copy paste this. Let's copy, yeah, this one is good. Copy it, paste it below the gender div, and first of all, the important thing is to change this to address, and it will be text, and then the placeholder will be address zmdi tablet. Let's change the icon of it. So zmdi account dash box dash mail, account box mail. Yeah, and then we need a button which is already here, but we have to change this to btn update, btn update, and let's change this to update, or you can say update and set. Okay, and yeah, the rest of the thing remain the same, just remove this div, we do not need it here. So update and set, and let me check the id, btn update, address, text, okay, gender, phone, yeah, that is country, and then first name, last name. So make sure, I mean, to check the IDs. Now what we're gonna do is just go to the index.js, okay, and what we're gonna do here is, let's just come here to the bottom, let's just copy paste this here, okay, and remove this, and let's come here and copy the ID of our update btn dash update, btn dash update. So if a user click on that button, what we're going to do is we are going to create variables, and we are going to store these field data, that is gender and first name, last name, etc., in some variables. So we can say var phone equals to, let's just copy paste this thing from here, I mean, so that we have not to write it this dollar sign again and again. Okay, so first of all, we have phone, the id of this is phone, then we have our address, okay, and the id of this is also address. Make sure that you use the same ids, okay, like country and all these, we will also mention this. Okay, then we have the let's create a new field, I mean, in which a user will add his bio. I forgot that, but what we're gonna do, just copy paste this div which is for the address, copy it, paste it here, change this to bio text, and then we can change, I mean, add a placeholder like bio will be good, bio. And for this one, we will use this icon, and let's change the icon for the address. So we can say zmdi dash pin, okay, and yeah, so bio, yeah, that's it. Let's come back and bio, and the id is bio. Now let's just copy paste this quickly. Then we have our first name, so we can say first name, second name, country and gender. Okay, so country, let's just quickly do this. Then gender. So for the gender, the ID is gender. For the country, oh sorry, the country, the ID is country. For the first name, we have ID first name. For the second name, we have the ID second name. Make sure to verify these IDs with your HTML5 form. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to create our database reference, and we can validate our this whole form by writing the if conditions. But first let's create our database. So our database equals to firebase dot database dot ref dot child. We are going to create a separate child for storing all the users, so we can give it a name as users. Okay, Firebase database reference child users. Yeah, that's it. Now we have to get the unique user ID, so that using that unique ID, which will be for separate user. I hope you know about this. If I show you, then basically I'm talking about these IDs. I mean, we have to get it. So how we can do it? It is so simple and so easy. We can just say user ID equals to firebase dot auth dot current user dot uid. Yeah, now here we can say users ref equals to, instead of this database, let's give it some proper name. I mean, I like proper names. Okay, root ref. Then here we can say root reference for all the users. Okay, this is basically, we give it a name. Okay, root reference for all the users. And then in here we are going to pass the user ID to it. Now the next thing is to just verify our form. So we can just say if first name not equals to null, sorry, not equals to null, and second name not equals to null, and just type all the fields. Okay, phone not equals to null. So like this, I mean, you can type the whole field. Okay, and then the last one, which is address not equals to null. So if the form is filled, I mean if all the field is filled, then we are going to add this in the database, else we are going to display a toast message, which we can do using windows.alert. Let's copy this one, alert. Okay, this form is incomplete, fill out all fields. And I will also mention one more thing. Yeah, so everything is okay. Now in here, let's create our object user data equals to, and just like we create hash maps in Java, I mean for Android development, here we create an object, and basically in here this is by the name user data, and here we have to write our whole data. I mean the first one is, let's say, let's start from the phone, so we have to pass the phone variable here. Basically now we will save this whole data in our database for that specific user. Second one, address, then bio, and then we have phone, address, bio, first name, second name. Okay, so we can say, and this will be basically saved inside the database using these, okay, these names. So first name is stored inside the fname variable, and then we have second name stored inside the s name, which means second name. Then country and gender. Let's do it quickly. Country, country, then gender, 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 pass the gender to it. Yeah, that's it. Now if you want to create more fields, then you can just add it like this. I mean, just by adding some divs, and you can get that here by creating any variable for that, verify it, and just add that name to this object. Okay, just like gender, country, second name, first name, by address, phone. So yeah, now the next thing is to put this data inside database, I mean to store it. So how you can do it? By using the user reference to the database. We can just say user reference dot set, and here we need to pass our user data object, comma, function. Make sure to put, I mean, two curly braces, make sure to put semicolon here, and then in here we can say if also, let's say, I mean, if any error occur, and we can say error. So if error, I mean if error occurs, then we have to display that error. Otherwise you can display the success message in Windows alert or in the logcat, I mean in the console. So yeah, I mean for Windows alerts you have to just copy this code. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just copy this var error code, error message, and this one. Okay, copy it, come here and paste it inside this if statement. So yeah, so it will basically display, if any error occur, then it will display it inside the logs. Okay, and it will window.alert, it will display a pop-up if your browser allow the JavaScript. I mean if it allow to run the JavaScript code in the browser, if you have not disabled the JavaScript. Okay, so this window alert will also be shown. Also what we're gonna do is, yeah, I mean, let's just copy this and paste this here. Now let me tell you, this Windows alert is basically belongs to the JavaScript. Okay, so if your browser has I mean if your browser allow the JavaScript, is if you have not disabled the JavaScript features, then basically it will only then it will display this pop-up. Otherwise your function will execute, I mean it will save the data successfully, or you can say it will perform any function successfully. But your browser, if you have disabled the JavaScript in your browser, then this window alert will not be showing then. Otherwise it will perform the features and it will allow you to the inside app. Okay, I will show it to you guys now. But anyways, I mean it is only then if you have disabled the JavaScript, because our main application is using node.js, not the JavaScript. I mean we do not care about this window.alert, even if it show the pop-up message or not, we do not care about it. So anyways, this is just for information to let you guys know about this window.alert. Okay, so yeah, but you know what, I mean there is no need to display a window alert here, because once the user set the account information, we have to send the user to the home page. So we can just say window.location.ref, sorry, href equals to, and we have to pass the this one, which is our main page.html main page.html. Sorry for this. Okay, my voice just Okay, main page.html, and then save all. And yeah, I mean, now we have to do some validations on our sign in and sign up page. That is, if the user has not set his account settings, I mean if the settings has not done, that is inside the database, okay, which is here. Okay, come here first of all to the database. I mean, we have to create our real-time database first. Click on this database, and now here just scroll a little bit, and here you will have this real-time database, create database, and start in test mode. Okay, which basically means that is you can read the data and write data from the database. Otherwise you can also change this I mean this read write rules. That is, if the user is only authenticated, then only then the user can write or read the data. But and if the lock mode basically means that you cannot write the data, I mean you cannot store data inside the database. Okay, so just start in test mode. Okay, and it is created successfully. So yeah, now let's go back. Come here to the sign in and sign up page. Now here we need to add the validations basically. So we can say if user, and inside this if statement we are going to check. Okay, so let's create our user ID variable, and we can say we have to get the user ID first. .or .current user .uid. Now after this what we're going to do is we are going to reference to our database, and we have to check if there is any user exist. I mean, let's say I am logging using my own account alizab875. Okay, so this user has this unique ID, and by this ID basically we are storing the user information. If I show you, which is basically this one. Okay, here you can see it. By using that we are storing the user information. So if this not exist, I mean if that user ID not exist in the database, it means that the user do not exist, and we will send the user to the account settings and not to the main page of the app. So yeah, let's just add this quickly. Now the next thing is we have to create a link to the database. So for that we can just say firebase.database .ref .once. Now how to add the reference to that? All you need inside this reference, put double quotation here, or let's add single quotation will work. Okay, so single quotation users, which is basically our parent node for all, which contain all the users information. Okay, I will show you when we test the app. Okay, so users, and then after inside that user we are basically searching for the specific user, I mean the user who is online, and we can recognize him by his user unique ID, which we are storing inside this user ID dot once value dot then function put to, and then in here let's pass the data snapshot, or instead of that just give it a name snapshot. After this put two curly braces. Just follow the exact steps, okay, which I am doing here. Okay, so that you guys can get no error. And in here we are going to check the snapshot if snapshot dot value, which means if that unique ID exists inside the database, then what we're going to do, we are going to send the user to the main page. Otherwise, if it do not exist, it means that the user has to set his account, I mean do the account settings. So yeah, just copy paste this, just copy it from here and paste this windows.ref here, and then here we can send the user to the account settings. Yeah, that's it. And let's just copy paste this whole code from here and also paste it inside our signin.html file. So replace it here. So yeah, everything is okay. Now also we have to add this reference, I mean to check if this thing exists. I mean also we have to add this validation on our account settings page. So yeah, I mean just copy this, come here to the account settings page and replace with this if statement. Okay, and from here we will just add this if statement. Okay, because we will be already on the account settings page. So if the snapshot exists, we are going to send the user to the main page, otherwise not. Just save all. Okay, come here to the browser and yeah, everything is okay. Let's just before testing clear the browsing data so that we can get no error. I mean we can test the app successfully, not error any I mean. So I'm going to type my this email, which is by the way this one. Okay, and no data exists, so the app must send us to the account settings page. So let's just click here and here you can see it is send us to the account settings page. Okay, if I just go back to the sign in page, okay, if I just click now, here you can see it automatically send us to the account settings page. If I go to the signup.html page, here you can see it automatically send us to the account settings page. Okay, so I mean the validation is working really nice. Now we have to write our I mean first name, last name. You have to select the country. Let's select England, and let's say 0900. Okay, then gender, let's say male, not let's say but it is. So let's write some random address, I mean just for the testing purposes. Let's say street this block 21D, London, UK, United Kingdom, or whatever. I mean just type it, and then you have to write your bio. So let's say computer programmer, web and mobile developer. Then click on this update and set. Okay, and it sends us to the main activity, because here our users node has this unique user which is ngmk, which is my account. Okay, if I expand this, here you can see this is all the information. Now let's me go to the sign in page so that we can see if the validation is working fine or not. Okay, so I just click it and here you can see it. I mean it is working really nice. Now also let's go to the sign up page and here you can see it. I mean this is so cool and so nice. The validation is working really nice. Now what's next? I mean let's just create a brand new account and to check the validation from there also. And also if you want to go from here to the main page, or if you press the back button, okay, then you will not be allowed to go to the main page. I'm going to type mainpage.html, and if I press enter, then here you can see it do not allow me to the main page. I mean to go inside the main application. First I has to either log in if I has an already account, or if I have no account, then first I have to create a new account. So let's say Peter. First let me check. Peter already there, so let's create by another email. Let's say sasha@gmail.com, password 123456, 123456, and when I click on register, it must send us to the account settings page. Okay, because the user do not exist here in the database Sasha. Okay, it is a brand new account. If I show you, and it is here in the Firebase authentication. Now let's just click here, right here, Sasha, Glenn. Now let's choose country quickly. Let's say France, gender female, phone. Let's type random phone number. Then let's say address is this one. Let's up to here, let's say. And then bio, let's say computer scientist. That's it. Now let's computer SCIE scientist. I'm sorry if I type any spelling, any word spelling mis what I am saying. And let's just test it. Let's just click on this update and reset. And if I go to the here to the database, here you can see RYUB, and here you can see the user is exist here. So that is so cool, that is so nice. So that's it for this video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.